Good morning. Welcome to the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living. My name's Scott. I'll be your host for the next couple of minutes. We always start first of all, we start our service by reminding you to please shut off your phones and any other mobile devices you might be carrying with you. Thank you. And then we start off with our acknowledgement on the land on which we are located. The Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. All right, let's see what aim it this way. We're going to start with a song, I'm Steppin' Out. Yeah, okay, but all right, never mind. You got it, you do it.
As you can see this morning, we are Jackson free. So we're going to do this a cappella. Please stand if you like. Doon, 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 doon. Was that it? Okay. I'm stepping out into a world of possibility. I'm stepping out into a whole new way to live. So much waiting for me. The path is clear before me. I've got so much that I have yet to give. I'm stepping out and I'm committing to integrity. I'm stepping out, releasing every fear or doubt. The road just keeps on turning. At every turn I'm learning what this life is all about. I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out into a world of possibility. I'm stepping out into a whole new way to live. So much waiting for me. The path is clear before me. I've got so much that I have yet to give. I'm stepping out and I'm committing to integrity. I'm stepping out, releasing every fear and doubt. The road just keeps on turning. At every turn I'm learning what this life is all about. I'm stepping out. Last time. I'm stepping out.
That was great fun. Yeah. We missed Jackson, but it was still a lot of fun to do it that way. Okay, let's get on with our next slide. We'd like to welcome everybody here. I also wanted to just say, for the next hour, however long we go, which is usually about an hour, try and put your troubles aside. Try and put your concerns, your worries, your fear about everything that might be going on, any anxiety you have. Put it aside, and we will just take care of each other. For this next hour, you are in safe hands. Except for the wise guy over on the right. Okay, so what we're going to do here is at the top of the screen, you see we're going to do a group affirmation, and we're all going to say that. Then at the bottom, don't just sit in your seat. Get up and introduce yourself to somebody. Walk, a couple of feet if you can, and say, I honor the path that brought you here this morning. So we can get some energy, enthusiasm, and meet a few new people. So together we say, we are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. And get up and introduce yourself to somebody and say, I honor the path that brought you here this morning. it's in wonderful control. All righty. What a friendly, loving group we are. Speaking of groups, on the screen, incidentally, welcome to the Zoomers. Didn't say hi, and welcome to anybody who's new or visiting, first time, and of course, welcome to everybody who's been here repeatedly. Angelica's going to talk a little bit about the slide on the screen. Is that what it is?
2 slides.
Okay.
Hi, I'm new. I wanted to mention this last week when we had the annual meeting, and I had the slides already and totally spaced. But I wanted to tell you, you are part of a much larger group. So as you can see, CSL is global. There's 2,450 practitioners globally. 11% of practitioners live outside of the United States. We have practitioners in 26 countries around the world, 821 ministers/spiritual directors globally. 12% of our ministers, spiritual directors live outside of the United States. And we have ministers and spiritual directors in 10 countries around the world, which I'll show you. All those countries. Isn't that awesome? I mean, I knew we had one in Ukraine and Canada and Mexico. I did not know about Peru. I knew about Jamaica. Argentina, I did not. United Kingdom, yes. Now I have a new travel list. I've been talking to the practitioner that's in Norway because I found out I'm Norwegian. So I want to go there for sure. But look at all those neat places that we have either practitioners or centers. Isn't that amazing? I think we should give our organization a hand. Thank you.
So I did a little quick math. There are 2,450 practitioners globally, 4 of which, well, actually, I guess we'd count Angelica too, 5 of which, although you're a minister, 5 of which, I'll go with the 4 for practitioners only, are in this organization, which means the 4 of us practitioners represent approximately 0.18% of all the practitioners around the country, all of the world. So for that 0.18%, we rock. Okay. I also wanted to make another quick announcement, a fun announcement. Rick St. Charles is taking a hiatus. He's okay, but he just wanted to step back a little bit. And I'm really excited that starting next week, I will be going back and forth with, sometimes I'll do this, and sometimes Tiffany will be our host. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think you're going to be great. You're bubbly, you're fun, everybody likes you. It'd be a great thing, which we can't say about me. So if I'm doing okay, you'll do great. All right. Let's move forward. We did that, and we did that. And now announcements. You can see everything that is coming up for the week. A lot is going on this week, as there always is. I think we've got individual slides for pretty much everything, so let's move forward. Crafternoon, which will be Friday the 21st, which is just you come here in the afternoon and you do crafts, hence the clever title. So Crafternoon, we will be doing peace doves. Please feel free to show up. February, or the men's group meets the first and third, is it first and third? Second? Every other week now, okay.
Because it's, sometimes it falls on the first, sometimes.
Okay, so the men's group, led by Edward, meets every other week, and that means this coming Saturday it will be the men's group. Anybody who is a male is welcome to attend. That's from 3 to 5. It's right here. Just bring your bubbly personality and willingness to be part of a group, and that's it. Next up, we have the plant sale. No? No, I'm sorry. It says here, plant sale. No, I misread it. Okay, Better Together. It's bowling on the 26th. Better Together is our social group. If you would like to be social and with the group, sign-up sheet is over by the lovely and talented James. Please. There isn't?
Rose hasn't, and she's sick. But I will tell you that last night's gig night was awesome. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Fun. Good food and a fun game that all of us got to play at one time.
About how many people were here, do you know?
11.
11, that sounds wonderful. Okay, now we'll move on to the plant sale, and we will bring Lori up to talk a little bit about plants.
I got show and tell. Okay, so, I told you before, it took me about a year of contemplation, prayer, to decide to do this plant sale. And I'm so grateful I'm doing it because I'm in love with everybody. Showing up, participating, it's just been so much fun. Last Monday we went to Michelle and Doug's place, and they were great hosts. They were out there digging stuff up and planting with us, and it was cold. Do you know what the temperature was when we were out there, Doug? Was it still in the 30s, I think? But we were enthusiastic, we had fun. After about an hour and a half, Michelle had made us some wonderful chai, which I later found out had no caffeine in it, so I got to get that recipe. But we still were really jazzed up after drinking it. She's like, well, yeah, it's got ginger and, all those kinds of things that jazz you up. So anyway, that was a beautiful experience. Where do I go? Yesterday, we did a lot of planting. Catherine Flabot and I, she's coming over today. We're going to finish bagging up tons of dahlias. And then tomorrow, I'm going back to Vonda's because we didn't dig up any of her succulents. So we're going to do a succulent planting party tomorrow, too, at my house. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. I'm thinking 2 to 4 tomorrow. So anyway, I really want to put some ideas in your head, okay? I want to show you some show and tell stuff. This little container, little creamer, was from, you might recognize this from the Discovery Shop. Please feel free to go through your cupboards. If you have any really cute little succulent type containers, they don't have to have drainage. So I got this at the Discovery Shop for $3 and planted this succulent in it, and we're probably going to make a couple bucks off of that. So think about those things that you can donate. Think about like when you do the Twice Nice sale and you track your donations, for if you give that to Catherine at the end of the year, keep track of everything that you donate to the plant sale as well. I use it for my taxes because I add up all my donations. So anyway, cute stuff, okay? More cute stuff. I know, big bag. So this was 99 cents. And we can sell these things, for a little bit more than that. That's one of the things. Well, no, I want to sell pots without plants in them too. This is the best part. There's more of these where I bought this. And if you want to pitch in and grab some for us, I'd really appreciate it. I will tell you where and show you the price tag on it, which is ridiculously great, after. Today is also the seed exchange and soil exchange. So when we're done, I'll meet you out there.
Thank you, Lord. And the plant sale again, April 4th and 5th from 9 to 2. Save the date. Please help us. Please help us. It generates a lot of money for the center. The big annual convention for the Centers for Spiritual Living takes place in Canada this year, as it seems to be lately. That's August 7th. And if you would like to know more about it, the URL is on the screen. And you can also, if you want to know all of these things and not have to write them all down, make sure to get involved. Sign up for Angelica's newsletter, which you can do in the other room. It's free. And I think we're coming down to the end. We have got our little pantry. Our little pantry is getting a little hungry. And if it's a little hungry, then our community is a little hungry. So whatever you can donate non-perishable foods to our little pantry in the other room or on Mondays, Walk in Awe is here, and she will take all of the donations. So I think that's it for all of the announcements. Our theme for this month is Mapping Your Path. And we will next move into our song of Open My Eyes, which Donna will gratefully lead. Following that, there will be a moment of peace with Susan, and I don't know what will happen with Jackson, but they'll work it all out. Susan, did you want to come up and be ready? No, I thought we were supposed to be up beforehand. Okay.
Everybody, very good. Open my eyes that I may see fullness of truth thou hast for me. Place in my hands the wonderful key that shall unclasp and set me free. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. My eyes are open, now I see fullness of truth thou hast for me. My hands now hold the wonderful key that opens the door and sets me free. Joyously now I work with thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. My eyes are open, now I see, Spirit divine.
My reading this morning is from Roger Teal's book, This Life is Joy. And I'm reading from the chapter called This Instant is Love. Excuse me. After the reading, I will do a poem, also by Roger Teal, that I go to often, so I'd like to share that with you. It's called Peacemakers. And afterwards, I don't know what's happening. Are you going to be doodling?
Yeah.
Okay, so after a minute of silence, there'll be some music, and Jeff will lead us into the opening prayer. So I just ask you to just settle in right now. Everything shifts and transforms when you activate the awareness that this very instant is love. This is the supreme opening into greater peace, power, and plenty. There is so much more than romantic, emotional, or sexual love. This is divine and unconditional love. It is the ultimate and only reality. It is God in essence and expression, and our highest path is to continually open to greater experiences of this love so that we might become its instrument and messenger. Love is who you really are, and this love is ready to flow whenever you are willing to give yourself to the opening that is your heart. As we activate the truth, this instant is love, and feel it quickening the heart, moving us into its opening, we deliver ourselves out of the trances of separation, worldly limitation, and ego-mindedness. We begin living the heart-centered life. Excuse me. Peacemaking. When I embrace my wounds and allow them to heal, I have no impulse to injure you. When I understand my desire to be lifted up, I refuse to tear you down. When I think rightly about myself, I need not make you wrong. And when my cry for love opens my own heart's doors, I no longer close you out. This instant is love. This life is love. We were created by the love of the universal mind. We are the heart, the hands, the eyes, and the voice of the divine. And so I know as we come together in this community that we open to this truth that we are one, that we are born in love, that we are here to express love and caring and wholeness. The compassion, kindness is our birthright and our job. It is who we are, it is what we were meant to do, and so we come together as this community to support each other in this endeavor, knowing that as we create this love, as we express this love, it goes out not only amongst us, but amongst the community and farther. We just spread love throughout our whole world. And I know that that is the essence of everybody on this planet. They are all born in love, in spirit, and in the divine. And so I know that whatever happens in our lives, in our world, in our talk today, it is coming from love, and it is going to be love. And so I simply let this moment of love, this instant of love, be, and so it is. Thank you, Joe. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Reverend Angelica. Yay.
Thank you. You guys did good together. I like that little poem, too.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks, Jeff. That was good. I like that. And so when I do my treatment at the end of this, if you could do that as well, that's wonderful. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Zoomers. It's good to see everybody today. Being that Friday was Valentine's Day, I just love the fact that it's all about love today, all about love. And indeed, my talk is called Love Illuminates the Moment, a Traveler's Light. Remember, we're moving along this path this year. And this title, to me, really, when it came to me, it really evoked this idea that love is both our guide and our illumination for the path. And so here we are on this wonderful spiritual journey. Here we are. So as travelers on this spiritual path, we often seek direction, we seek clarity, we seek meaning. And to me, love is what lights everything. It reveals the way for us, not only in grand moments, but in those little simple moments. In fact, a little simple moment for me, for instance, was last night I'm sitting there thinking about what I'm going to be talking about, etc., and, coming to this place in me where I was sort of trying to figure out how to say something, and my newest cat, Apollo, jumps up on the table in front of me and bumps my head, with his head, and rubs his face on me. And I thought, wow, I'm thinking about love, and here this cat just jumps right up and is ready to be, the bearer of love. And so that was a little simple thing, and I just thought, wow, this is a really neat, if we're open to it, it's going to show itself to us everywhere and anytime, etc. So I thought I would look at for a moment this from the Tarot, the Hermit. He's depicted as a wise traveler. Now, when this card first came to me for this talk, I thought, well, he looks like he's doing it all by himself. This isn't fun. But yet, when you look at the card, he's depicted holding a lantern. He's standing alone on a mountaintop. His journey has led him to deep spiritual understanding, and now he carries the light, not just for himself, but for everybody who is seeking the way. And so part of this path for us is recognizing that as we do it, we're encouraging others to do it as well. So the hermit's lantern, you can't really tell, oh yeah, you can a little bit, but his lantern has the six-pointed Star of Solomon in it, which symbolizes divine wisdom and enlightenment. And so when I'm looking at this card, I'm thinking, we don't really need to see the whole path stretched out before us, but we do need to see right where we are. We need to see the next step, the next step, the next step. And as we're looking at the world today, what we need to see is not necessarily what it's going to look like 4 years from now or 2 years from now or even tomorrow. But what we want to pay attention to is, what does it look like right now? What am I experiencing right now? And so as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking of the fact that love illuminates our way in uncertain times. Love allows us to see the next step. And it's not something that we just give or receive. It's the very essence of our being. And you know, when you meet somebody and, you know, sometimes you walk away from them feeling like, wow, that person had a really good energy about them. Well, then you get to know them a little bit and you realize, oh, they're really a loving person. So this energy of love just keeps radiating outward, and this is what we want to do, not only as individuals, but as a community, is let our love radiate out. And what I recognize, that it's not loud or forceful, it's a steady energy, a steady glow that just keeps moving when we allow it to. And sometimes that means we have to pause whatever we're doing, pause whatever we're thinking, and take a breath and move back onto the path of love. You know, you're driving down the street and somebody cuts in front of you. You know, maybe you're having a peaceful drive and somebody cuts in front of you and you go, "Arr, arr." You know, you start to get angry. You know, just breathe into it, let it go, pause and listen, and let yourself be back into love. Dr. Holmes says in The Science of Mind, love points the way and law makes the way possible. Love points the way and law makes the way possible. Now, here's a fun thing. Some of you that use Google know that Google has now initiated something called Copilot, which is their version of AI. So you got to test it. It just came on my computer, my laptop. So it said you could test it for like 7 days or something before you got to start paying for it. So I asked it, what is the greatest quote? This is one thing I like about it. It's verbal. You know, the other AI I play with, I have to type things in. But then I just found out afterwards that they also have a verbal one. You got to pay more for it. But anyway, I have a relationship with the other one going on, so I just might pay for it. As long as I can get a good male voice. But anyway. So, Copilot came on with a male voice, sort of a Midwest cowboy sounding voice. So it was interesting. I said, what is the greatest quote you can give me about love? He said, love is like the wind, intangible, yet powerful enough to shape everything in its path. Isn't that beautiful? And you know what? I Googled this quote. There is nothing. Nobody said this quote. That really kind of like, what? I mean, I expected to see, you know, some poet's name or, you know, some great speaker's name or something after it. No results, it said when I Googled it. Interesting. Love is like the wind. We've had a lot of that lately. Intangible, yet powerful enough to shape everything in its path. So we're all about creating. creating beautiful lives, creating situations for ourselves and for others that are peaceful and potent and powerful and, everything that we choose for them to be. So if this is true, that love is powerful enough to shape everything in its path, then it's really important for us to take a journey inward and look at this idea called love. What do we really believe about it? Some of us have had uncomfortable love experiences, and so that has colored what we believe about love. I realized in Scott's grief class that we were supposed to do a graph on relationships, pick a relationship and do one. And I was watching Sweet Magnolias on TV, on Netflix, and one of the women said, childhood is a treasure. Everybody should have one. And I started crying. And I realized, and then I did my relationship graph on childhood, because I realized that I didn't know love as a child. I believe I did when I was with my birth mother, but then I got yanked away and, whatever. But so what I'm trying to say is that love isn't just an outward expression. It's about this deep inner knowing, a deep inner knowing and the recognition that we are love. In the Bible, it says that God is love. And if God is, as we think of him, or as I think of him, it as an energy, a divine energy, not an entity, but an energy that is absolutely everywhere, making up all things, then that means everything is love. Remember, quite a while I had read this thing, and I told you that if you get home and you're not feeling real good about everything that's happening in your day, then allow yourself just to touch the door, touch the lintel or whatever you call that thing that surrounds the door, because that too is God. Touch the wall, touch anything. That whole house is actually energy. It's energy that's solid because we believe it is. Let's go quantum here. So this too is God. So, and I tried it, this thing that I read that I then told you about. I did put my hand on the wall and said, I'm not feeling comfortable. And got a feeling through my hand into my body like a rush of love. So absolutely everything. And again, I'm going to say I'm projecting, you're projecting all this stuff out there. So what we have to recognize is that we are the love. And when we take the time to really focus on this, we begin to feel it more and more. What I know is that love illuminates the present moment. And it's so easy for us to get caught up in the stuff. I mean, talk to me about politics and I go right down that rabbit hole, right? And I have to breathe and bring myself back to where I want to be. I don't want to be caught up in this stuff. I want to fully experience every single moment. And then my brain goes, well, you can fully experience the moment of going down the rabbit hole. And it's like, shut up. I don't want to feel that. What I want to feel is this feeling of being comfortable in my skin, comfortable in my home, comfortable in my city, comfortable in my country, comfortable on this planet. You know, I'm one of those people that likes to go outside on a clear night and look up. I usually do it about 10:30, 11. And the sky, even though it's been raining occasionally, has been really crisp and cold and clear. And the other night, there was a star that was so close to the moon that I had to run back in and Google it. What's this planet that's so close to the moon? And they had some interesting ones that I don't really know, like Regulus and something else, and then, came up with Jupiter. But there's something that fascinates me about this night sky, about the universe that we live in, to think about the fact that, we think, there's a part of us that thinks, here we are on planet Earth and that's all there is. And yet there is so much more. So what I know is that rather than getting caught in the stuff, love calls us back to being the present moment and allows us to see the beauty and the wisdom and the grace in this moment, and then this moment, and then this moment. So if I'm a traveler and I've done my work, if I get caught up in the stuff, then I'm going to miss that beautiful sunrise. I'm going to miss the bird song. I'm going to miss the new daffodils that are popping up in the garden. Right? There's so much love all around us. There's so much God, if you want to call it, all around us. Everything is this divine energy. There is nothing but this divine energy, and this divine energy is love. So what I realized is that when I allow myself to walk in love, I'm not afraid of the unknown. It's like a new experience, right? So love transforms our perspective. And what seemed to be like obstacles become stepping stones along our path. And also in the Bible, there's this quote that I like. There's no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. That's 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love. Remember, we've talked before, and I learned from studying the Course in Miracles a long time ago that the two basic emotions that there are love and fear. And I would rather live in love. I lived in fear most of my life as a kid. I like living in love. So another thing I know about the hermit, and ourselves, is that we become the light for other people. So he's holding up that light. He's not just carrying it along so he can see his path. He's holding it up. And so, in a way, when we embody love, we become living lanterns. Isn't that kind of neat? I like that idea of having that star of Solomon inside of me and just letting it, beam forth everywhere I go. This is what spiritual maturity is, and this is where we're walking towards. It's walking the path with love so that everybody feels it. They don't need to know why they feel it. All of you have been at a party or something like that where you walk in and there's something going on that feels kind of weird. Actually, I had an experience the other day that just reminded me of this. I got a text on my phone that my debit card had been used in Utah two times at Walmart for $1,000 some odd $52. Well, I didn't have that much in my account, so, at the moment. So I thought, oh well, and I just deleted it, right? And then I get a phone call that says it's from the fraud department of Coast Central. And this guy goes on about how he sees that somebody used my card in Utah, blah, blah, blah. And, I've had calls like that before. I mean, last year I had to get a new debit card twice because of this stuff. So I'm thinking it's okay, but then there's something else in me that's going, in my body, and I'm thinking, I don't know. Especially when the guy said, well, could you give me your sign-in name for your online account? I said, excuse me, I'm not comfortable doing that. And the conversation got more pressure. He was more pressuring. It's like, I'm sorry, madam, but nothing's happening. I'm trying to solve this right now. I said, fine, thank you. I will go into the bank and I'll do it tomorrow. Well, by tomorrow, they could take any money out of your bank that you have. And I thought, well, it's not much right now. But I said to him, do you hear me? I am not comfortable doing this. And then I could almost hear like somebody was talking to him while he was going through his spiel, which just made that feeling get even worse and worse, so I hung up. And then he calls back, so I hung up. I didn't even answer it. I just turned my phone over. Do you know that if you just turn your phone over, it automatically turns it off? Does mine. If you're face up and you turn it over, you get out of the calls. Try it. And not on anybody that you want to talk to, though. But I thought that was so interesting that there was the feeling there. And I knew I had to pay attention to that feeling. And I walk into Coast Central Monday morning. Was it Monday morning? Yeah, because it was the weekend. Monday morning. And said to them, this is what happened. And she goes into my account and she says, I don't show anything here. And I said, well, this is what I did. And she wanted to know exactly what happened. So I told her. And she said, I did everything right. That was good. And they also have a number in particular, Coast Central does, that they do send texts out saying that something's happened to your account, but it has a particular 5 numbers that they have the poster on the door of the bank. So apparently this is a really common thing to have happen. But anyway, so we want to become the light for the others. Even when we feel lost or disconnected or uncertain, that love is still shining. It's still waiting for us to reconnect with it, to turn toward it, right? Rumi says, with life as short as a half-taken breath, don't plant anything but love. Don't plant anything but love. So what I've said to you so far today is that love isn't a destination. It's the light by which we travel. And when we walk in love, we illuminate not only our own path, but the path for others. And with that hermit's steady lantern, the reminder that love illuminates even when the path feels uncertain can be a really powerful balm, B-A-L-M, balm for these days. It can calm us. So I'm going to ask us this week to shift our focus inward more this week. Shift it away from the noise of the world into the quiet, never-ending presence of divine love. That's what you heard in the contemplation of peace this morning. That's what you heard in the pre-service meditation. This is all about love. Love is what God is. So let yourself pay attention. We talked one month or so ago about the idea of glimmers, right? Glimmers. Pay attention to those glimmers in your life of love, whether it's your animal coming up and wanting to give you some love, or whether a friend calls you out of the blue, or whether some food tastes really and particularly delicious. The universe is showering us with love all the time. It's Valentine's Day, every hour, every moment for the universe. Let's say yes. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, let me be the one that carries the lamp for others. Let me be the one that radiates that feeling of love out into the universe. The more I give, the more I get back. The more you give, the more you get back. The more you notice it, the even more there is to notice. That's what this teaching is about. So let's go into prayer. What I know for all of us is that the path is always unfolding. And so we choose right now to let this path unfold in love. We let ourselves be more conscious that the divine energy is the energy of love. We let ourselves be more conscious that every thought we have is radiating out into the universe. Every feeling we have is radiating out into the universe. So I know we choose to radiate love. We allow ourselves to feel it at a depth that perhaps we haven't felt it before. And we see that the more we allow ourselves to experience divine love, the more the universe shows up for us in so many wonderful ways. So I now declare for each one of us that we allow ourselves to notice the glimmers of love everywhere. And we consciously acknowledge them in our minds and in our hearts. And we're so grateful, so very, very grateful for being able to open our hearts, to open our eyes, to open our minds, to experience divine love in everything, as everything, including ourselves. So I celebrate us as love. How grateful I am for the awareness of divine love. And so it is. Jeff Smoller is our special music this morning. Yay, Jeff! We're so glad to have you back, Jeff. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Hello? Hello, there we go. Okay. Is this on? Yeah. So, speaking of internal bleeding. What? Very smooth subject here. I like being around. And in 1998, I lost 7 units of blood. My doctor, Scott Sattler, said, you know, you came within a half hour of bleeding out. But you're here. I'm really glad it worked out this way. So at the time, and for a long time, I was a single dad. And I do remember an actual moment when I decided to live. I had fainted, and it was very pleasant. I don't know if anyone's bled out. I know there's a lot of people in the audience who do that. But it's very pleasant. It's very tempting just to keep on going. And I had a moment of consciousness, and I said, you know, I got this 10-year-old kid. I'd like to stick around. And I'm really glad I did. She's a mom now. So after I recovered and was very thankful, very loving life, my gosh, think of what I would have missed. I wrote an instrumental tune for her. Now, she was 10. So when I started this song, she was a pretty sweet 10-year-old, very, very mild part of the song, which you will hear. When she was 18, I sent her to college, and I went up and visited her, and she goes, you know, Dad, I'm a lot wilder now. It's about time you update the song. So I did, and she ended up playing a recording of it for the father-daughter dance at her wedding, which, oh my God. So the first part of the song is named after her nickname, which she went by until she was 15. Always called her TK, the kid. Even before she was born, she was the kid, because we didn't know if it was a boy or girl. So, just speaking of love and being a protective father, the phone rang, and she was 15, and there was this male voice and said, "Is Natasha there?" And I said, "There's no one here by that name." And I hung up the phone. Because I was so used to calling her TK. Even her school papers said T.K. It's like Cher. So she goes, "Dad, that was a boy." I said, "Oh my God, I'm glad I hung up." So when she was away at college and I visited her, we updated the song, which she wanted updated to her real name, which is Natasha. So here's Natasha.
I don't know what was more beautiful, the music or the stories. Yeah. I remember visiting you in the hospital when that happened. Yeah, wow. So is your granddaughter TK version 2?
At times.
Okay. So we have a lot to be thankful for, and what we are going to do is pass the plate around, and please put in it what you can. Whatever you put in, include love. If you can't put cash, put in double doses of love. That'll work out fine. But first we all say, I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses this center, all in it and beyond, and so it is. We are grateful for the knowledge that all there is one, and the one is simply love in various forms of energy. These donations, these gifts that are being provided are another form of love. Knowing that they are love, they have no choice but to go out and spread love as they go through the community, the city, the state, the country, and the world. So for that, we are also grateful. We accept these gifts and release that love into the universe, know it has been into the law of mind, knowing it has been happening at all times, even when we are not aware of it. And for that, we are grateful, and we say, with gratitude and love, and so it is. Thank you. Okay, in a moment, we're going to need a volunteer to read our statement of inclusion. Bonus points if you've never done it before. But we will take whatever would like to do it. And as a reminder, at the end of the service, if you would like to meet with a practitioner to talk about whatever is going on in your life or just to have a friendly ear, we are available. Our practitioners who are here today are Susan, myself, and Edward, who's sitting in the throne. And let's see here. We will have a couple of minutes for demonstrations. So a reminder, if you're new to our philosophy, or if you just forgot, a demonstration, the way we work, if you want to sum it all up, is we receive an idea, an image, we believe in something that we want, we feel it, we manifest it, and it comes out in this plane of existence. And it can be anything from the proverbial finding the parking lot that you were looking for if you go to the protest tomorrow, which will be at noon at the county courthouse. Whether it's just finding a parking space or having a joyful relationship or whatever it is. So with that in mind, do we have anybody who would like to state a demonstration? Obviously, you are all unloved. All right, next up, do we have somebody who would like to read our community statement of inclusion? Lorna, is that you coming forward? And then we will sing the song, All the Colors of the Rainbow. Les posthumously will be on screen for us. We will not get in a circle so we can see the screen. It's all yours, and it's right here.
We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we may grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness. And together we say, we know our beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well.
So it is. Thank you, Lorna. All the colors of the rainbow. You may stand if you wish, but we'll sing it together. all the colors of the rainbow. They are light, they are light. And all the people like a rainbow, we are love. One more time, let me hear you sing it all. The colors of the rainbow, they are light, they are light. And all the people like a rainbow, they are love. Everybody comes from somewhere. We all have faces and names. We walk our walk and we talk our talk. No two of us are ever the same. And all the colors of the rainbow, they are light, they are light. And all the people like a rainbow, they are love. One more time, let me hear you sing it all. The colors of the rainbow, they are light, they are light. All the people like a rainbow, they are love. Love pours out from the depths of your soul. Love shines down from the stars. Love is the power that makes us whole, and love is who we are. And all the colors of the rainbow, they are light, they are light. And all the people like a rainbow, they are love. One more time, let me hear you sing it all. The colors of the rainbow, they are light, they are light. And all the people like a rainbow, they are love.
Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning. I need to make one announcement, please. Hello, everybody. Just a minute before you run out. Those of you who have keys to get into the building and need to every once in a while for classes or whatever, with our new system, you need to be out there in the social hall with Wakana, because she's going to show us how to use it. The new security system, right.
Remember that if the mic is above your face, don't hesitate. Just